MU's student enrollment is rebounding. It's the first time since the 2015 campus protests the school's enrollment has gone up. KOMU 8's Kasia Kerridge is here in the studio to explain the percent increase in freshman enrollment.
And Emily, it's been 10 years since MU's freshman enrollment increased this much year to year. The freshman class increased about 13% compared to last year. After the 2015 protests, enrollment dropped about 1,500 students. As you can see, enrollment is going up this school year. More freshmen are deciding to stay in state this year. One freshman from St. Louis felt encouraged from older students to enroll at MU.
Political climates change all the time, and I think it's honestly good to have a community that's willing to speak up about stuff that they believe in.
MU's retention this year is at its highest percentage ever, 87%. One senior who was there during the 2015 protests told us why she stayed.
I mean, obviously it was important to students who were doing it, and I supported that, but I didn't see it as something that was going to negatively impact my Mizzou experience at all.
Remember, we're talking about the largest increase at MU. The total number of students today is still 1,100 fewer than 10 years ago. In the studio, Kasia Kerridge, KOMU 8 News. Good morning, Mid-Missouri. I'm Kasia Kerridge, and here are your local headlines. CPD says there is an increase in officers this weekend because many college students returned to campus. Since July 1st, officers responded to 5 incidents on weekends. This weekend, Columbia Police added more officers downtown. Police Chief Ken Burton says the department has no long-term solution to stopping the violence, but will be monitoring the situation weekly to decide how many officers will be needed downtown. Local business owners want more officers because it makes the community feel safer.
And more beat officers would be great downtown. A police presence always fixes things, you know? So I think if we had a police presence down here, that would be extremely important, but there's not right now.
Garcia says she feels safe at her business downtown, but that police should do more. Columbia Parks and Recreation are accepting applications for low-income residents for free tickets to the Roots and Blues Festival. Applicants will meet the low-income level will be put to a random drawing for tickets to the event in the last weekend of September. Applications will be accepted now until Friday, September 7th. MU started classes on Monday and student enrollment is rebounding. It's the first time since the 2015 campus protest the school's enrollment has gone up. The freshman class increased about 13% compared to last year. The amount of students returning to MU hit a school record for the highest percentage of retention. It's been 10 years since MU's freshman enrollment increased this much year to year. Thank you for watching. The Today Show will be right back.
Bird scooters have flown into Columbia. Even though they are very popular downtown, some have concerns for transportation safety. KOMU 8's Kasia Kerridge searched today to find answers and tells us the city is still figuring out how to handle these scooters.
Bird scooters have been showing up in Columbia without any warning, and the city is scrambling to figure out how to regulate them. There was no time to prepare for safety concerns before people started riding the scooters. That makes you scan your ID to make sure you are at least 18 years old, but there are no rules or regulations about wearing a helmet, texting while driving, or where exactly to ride. A Bird user told me that he is confident in his safety, but are concerned for others who may not know the rules.
If you hit them or they hit a bump, they're off the scooter, but you're in a car. So there's no seatbelt on these, obviously, so definitely just use caution around them.
I tried all day contacting people from the city of Columbia, and no one would talk to me on camera. A city spokesperson told me on the phone today there are no city rules right now because the city is still working on that. He told me the city legal department is reviewing the scooter situation and will be releasing a statement later this week. In the studio, Kasia Kerridge, KOMU 8 News.
Kasia, thanks.
Good morning, Mid-Missouri. I'm Kasia Kerridge, and here are your local headlines. Unions representing teachers and public employees are suing to try and block a new Missouri law. They claim it affects their right to organize and bargain on behalf of employees. A law is set to take effect today will require public sector unions to limit the topics on which they can bargain and require annual employee permission to deduct dues from paychecks. The suit claims the law is a violation of the state constitution and free speech. The law was signed by former Governor Eric Greitens hours before he resigned in June. Missouri Governor Mike Parson says he's considering calling lawmakers in for a special session next month. The governor's comments came after he was asked to consider a special session to potentially include ethics legislation. The session would occur around September 12th, the day of the annual veto session. This would allow lawmakers to weigh in with their own ethics bills before the November ballot. Legislation to modify age requirements for the marriage licenses in Missouri will take effect today. The bill will prohibit marriage licenses from being issued if either individual is under 16 years old. Parental consent will still be required for minors to marry anyone under the age of 21. And here is the Skycam to Rocheport. Thank you so much for watching. Megan Kelly is next.